All righty. Here we go, everybody. About to get this podcast started. Tired, it's cold, and I'm out in the
My
room.
bitch drive an all white rank. Couldn't hit it if you niggas had ain't. Lanes can't call and you lame. You had it, then you lost all the shine. I can buy a Billy, don't talk to me.
Alrighty.
For a show 150, don't talk to me.
Today we have a special guest. How you doing, Josh?
Good. How you doing?
Good. A little inappropriate in the beginning here, but this weekend has not been appropriate at all. Good tournament this weekend. How are you today, Des? Oh, by the way, everybody, special guest today, Somar coach, Doritos coach of a lot of girls personally, one-on-one coach. Oh, Des, how did your wrestler do this weekend? Your one of your privates wrestled this weekend outside of Corona. How'd that go?
Good. She went to Upland, I believe. So
Okay.
pretty good though. We're seeing progress, which is important.
Awesome. If you guys don't realize, Pasadena had a really bad windstorm on Friday. That used to be my gazebo.
That we put up.
Yeah, Des took like literally the whole day to come out and put up with me. The Mother Nature was like, caca, get a heavier one. So that's how my morning started on Friday. Should have been a sign for how things were going to go. Anyhow, I'm outside today. It's cold again. I can't be inside, so we're just continuing what we already know. How was your weekend, Josh?
Good. I had a fun, long weekend. Got 2 days of wrestling, and then I got to get out of there barely in time to go see the rest of the duel that the boys were doing at Esperanza for De La Salle, Villa Park, Esperanza, Frontier, Bakersfield. A little four-way duel. Got to see the tail end of it, but it was a good little competition. Good wrestling this weekend. I know we'll talk a little bit more about the venue and stuff. I thought it was cool being not in a high school gym. Something different. I think the seating might have been a little iffy for some people, but I enjoyed it because I could go get in, show my little wristband, and get in wherever I wanted to watch. So it was nice in that aspect. How about you?
It was interesting. You know, every year when we go to Corona, it's always interesting, it seems. But I think this is the last year we're going, to be honest. I don't know if you saw. Actually, I know you saw because like I got text messages. Just something I think I need to like.
I was across the mat. I was watching the finals, and then it got like a sideshow. I think it was somewhere after 111s maybe, because I think Kadu Savannah just got done wrestling, and then I saw. I don't know. So explain. So this is what I saw from kitty corner from where you were.
Uh-huh.
I saw Mike Kim and Mr. Camp restraining you, and then somebody else restraining somebody else, and then a little bit past, then I saw you go talk to Bowers. Then I saw Des go talk to Bowers. Then I saw you go talk to Bowers. And then I saw people come get you and tell you to leave. And then like 2 matches later, I saw you back in the corner coaching the Cerritos girls. So explain the situation without me giving names or whatever you want to do. I'm just curious.
Okay.
I wish somebody would have live streamed. Somebody was sitting on my side.
Uh-huh.
I've had that on live stream. I'd like to see the video coverage, but maybe it'll surface.
Well, okay. Let me preface this, okay? I've spent the better part of 4 or 5 years now trying to like be cool. Just be cool all the time. All right. The day started kind of like it was kind of like a wind up, I guess you would say. I'm just going through my day, and you go through your day and you kind of like notice people, like if they're like throughout the day, like, oh, I'm running into that person kind of a lot. And I kind of noticed this one coach around me a lot. Like just, I don't know if we just maybe had matches at the same time or whatever. Until we're wrestling this school and this guy's in the other corner. And he's just kind of
Is he a coach? Is he an actual?
He was there coaching. I don't know if he's a coach or not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never
But you
seen
pointed
him
him out. You pointed him out to me. Like I thought it was just me, but you're like, what? What's that? Hey, these people are around a lot. Like, I don't know. So we're coaching and he's continually like, we say something and he says
he's basically mocking us. Yeah.
Yeah, the whole time. And whether it's his wrestler or not, we're coaching, he's there. We say, open up, like hit your single. He'll be like, watch a single, like, and it's just like, it's not even, I don't even know if it's his kid, like he's just there, right? Whatever. So with the incident that you saw like actually came to fruition, actually happened 10 minutes before. Now what happened was I'm sitting there and I'm talking to Beyonce Garcia, who's on the Somar Select team. Okay. And I'm sitting next to her mom. Mom's to my right. Mike Kim is to my left. Mr. Camp is next to him. And I'm going over a strategy with Beyonce. Just obviously she's got awesome coaches. Coach Flores is awesome. Don't need much from me, but just I see she's wrestling this person's daughter in the finals. And I'm like, look, this is what I know about her. She's tough on top. She'll run that bar if she gets a chance. They're good at it. Takedowns.
I even walked over as well.
Yeah, Des went over it too.
Yep.
Just straight strategy, like any coach does, right? So I didn't realize that the same coach was sitting on the opposite side of Mr. Camp because I'm sitting and Mike Kim and Mr. Camp are elevated. They're on chairs. I'm on the floor. Beyonce Garcia's mom is right here.
Which are like hard to see anyway, even standing, but
yeah, except for the big head. But so whatever. So I'm streaming the finals because people ask me to, hey, what stream the finals?
Which is a normal occurrence, right?
Correct. Yeah, normal thing, not scouting anybody. Even if I was, would be illegal.
From way back, when I wrestled, Napa, everything.
Yeah, we always made access for people, right? And that's the thing too. This coach who began this whole thing, like, I won't call him a friend, but we were friendly and trained in the same room. And I sponsored his kids to camps and done other stuff, like made access for him to see his kids wrestle at Fargo. Like, it's actually somebody that like I was, but I help everybody. So it doesn't even matter. Even if I barely knew the guy, I'd give him my Flow password so he could watch his kid. Anyhow, past 3 years, we haven't been friendly. Whatever is what it is. So I'm recording, and this is on my Facebook Live, by the way. So I'm recording the finals, and he stands, and he's 400 plus. Okay, and I think that's real. I'm not being rude. He's a big guy. Okay, and he stands right in front of me, and so I just kind of pan up. I'm like, we're getting blocked, and he starts using profane words, and I've ignored him for 3 years. For 3 years, I've just been like, whatever, man. It got nothing to do with me, whatever. You could be upset. So profane words, whatever. And as he walks away, he smacks my phone out of my hand. And this is all on Facebook Live. Of course, I get upset. I'm not going to get confrontational with the guy, but I make him know I'm upset. Make a comment to him. Maybe I shouldn't have, but I think any wrestler or grown man isn't going to necessarily just accept that,
Yep.
But I didn't challenge anybody. As a matter of fact, Des, you didn't even know it happened.
I didn't.
You were sitting 10 feet from me.
Correct.
I wasn't getting crazy or anything. I just like, whatever.
Well, yeah, when I look back, probably a few minutes afterward, you were just shaking your head like upset. And I was like, because I know you. So I just like walked over. You weren't even like showing that you were upset, but just like you were just like,
yeah.
And then I walked over.
Yeah. So then I just let her know, like, look, this is what happened. This person smacked my phone out of my hand, but it's on Facebook. I'm not worried about it. Well, I go off live stream after Kidu loses to Garcia, and I'm talking to Mike Kim again, and he brings up the situation, and he's friends with both of us. He knows how all parties are, He's
pretty good about staying neutral.
Yeah, I mean, he supports our events. He's been super cool. He's looking forward to things. It's been awesome. And I didn't realize that this other coach was sitting on the other side of Mr. Kemp. So I'm just talking with him. Well, next thing I know, this kid, and I call him a kid because he's probably maybe in college, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Young kid. And he stands up, and he's my size, a little bit bigger. I'm not a big guy.
A little bit bigger.
And I'm sitting. and he shoves me with both hands and tells me, excuse my language, shut the fuck up, watch my mouth.
Well, granted, we've never seen this kid prior to this tournament, ever.
No, ever.
We've never
ever.
spoken to him ever.
Okay, not 2 words. And so I catch him, collar and wrist, and I stand up and I put him onto Mr. Kemp and Mike Kim. I had an option. I put him there or I put him on the floor. But he's going to get hurt if I put him on the floor, So I apologize to Mr. Kemp and Mike for that, but it was 1 or 2 options. I wasn't trying to hurt the kid. Mr. Kemp jumped up and grabbed me, tells me, you're doing big things. You don't need this. Don't ruin the hard work you're doing. I'm heated at that point. And I owe apology to everybody who supports Somar, who supports myself, my daughter, Brian, everybody who, our family. But at that point, I had to defend myself. I didn't throw a punch. He didn't get a punch off because I grabbed his hand and his collar. And I think he was probably surprised, because I think I'm generally a nice guy. And I think people sometimes mistake that for weakness. I don't know. But, my daughter at that point sees what's going on. She rushes over and I'm trying to point to her, like, who's starting it, because it wasn't me. And I'm telling her it's him. It's
him. I'm going to get on him right away. So he's telling me it's him.
And then, yeah. Because my daughter is my balance. She's my base point. She's the one who's always like, hey, stop, think about this. She's really like a good thing for me because I'll get an emotion. I'm a passionate guy, and I'm telling her him. And what did he say to you because you're walking up?
Well, I walked up and first of all, like, you're my dad. So obviously right away, I already knew. I didn't even see you at first. I saw commotion. I already knew. So I walked over pretty quickly and you're like, it's him. And I walk up to him and I see Mr. Kim holding him by his waist, I believe. And I walk up and everyone, it's not me. And he's like, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything. I didn't do it. And everyone's like, no, Des. It wasn't him. I think just trying to diffuse the situation. So I don't know who said that it was Jesse's son, which obviously I've known them since I was a freshman, probably in high school. And so I'm looking for Jesse's son, and turns out that that's not who it was. They diffused the situation by doing that. But I was pretty upset because I already knew what had happened. I knew you wouldn't have just freaked out like that, just out of nowhere. And I had seen the kid being very frustrating, and he was kind of annoying me throughout the day. And we ignore it. We kept ignoring it. Even when we're coaching Shamira, which this will also clear the air to some of the other coaches too, when our girl's wrestling someone and we know that they're good on bottom or they could possibly reverse us, or we just need our girl to work a little bit on neutral, we tell them to let them go, and then work your stuff. Well, that happened with this individual's wrestler, and both individuals were in this wrestler's corner, and we were doing that because we didn't want her to get rolled. Well, the coach was getting upset, was already heated as usual, and was yelling about us in the corner. So I already knew leading up to the situation that there was already tension and that obviously hasn't gone away. But I do want to say, it is kind of frustrating for me because I've known this individual since I was young. So I was a young freshman, so since I was a freshman. Last year, I squashed whatever issue there was at their tournament. I was told that I wasn't allowed to be there. Made sure that this individual knew that I had no problem. Gave him a hug. I've known him for a long time. I know his kids. I'm perfectly fine with his kids. I have nothing wrong with his kids.
You're perfectly fine with him. You're perfectly fine with him.
Correct. The whole family in general. And I gave him a hug and said good morning on both days of the tournament. Gave him a hug. I don't just give anybody a hug, And, I asked him how old his daughter was because I couldn't believe she was already a senior in high school. And, and that's pretty frustrating to me because I do what I can to try to smooth it over. And I see you're trying to ignore it because I'm there with you at tournaments. And I know that it's very hard and someone can only take so much over and over and over again with repetitive comments and threats and harassment from what I've seen. personally.
Yeah,
And
and I kind of left that part out too. Like this goes on like consistently, challenging fights,
correct.
go outside, derogatory comments, I just, and me, Des, like that 6 years ago wasn't me. It would have been like a different situation. And it's like, you know what? I just got things to lose now, that kind of stuff. I don't, I'm trying to build something. I'm trying to help as many kids as possible. And it's super frustrating, but and I will say this, like, he's great. He's fine with you. He's fine with you. It's just, if I'm there with you you kind of take some of that.
Correct. But,
know?
and just just like Freestyle State, there was an incident where the coach was talking about you behind me, and I'll tell everyone the same thing. Just like I treat every match the same, I'll treat every coach the same. Look, I understand if you have issues with my dad, but if he's being fine, then you be fine and just ignore it. If you can't get along, just ignore each other, which is what you've been doing great. But, I'm okay with someone to a certain point where someone's putting their hands on my dad, I'm obviously not going to be okay with that. And I'm not okay with that situation. So unfortunately, I'm just going to probably ignore him from now on. And I just hope that if everyone can't get along, let's just ignore each other then. And that's where it needs to be.
Yeah.
So,
And that's really why the only reason I'm talking about this, the only reason that I'm bringing this up, and I want this to be the last that we have to talk about this, is to just get rid of any rumors, false facts, anything like that. And of course, this is my side. Okay. And Mr. Kim can tell you if I'm telling the truth or not. Mr. Camp was there. Not that I want to bring them into it, but Beyonce's mom, they're there also. Okay. I'm just trying to I want this to be over with. I wanted this to be over with 3 years ago when this stuff started happening. Okay. I did not punch anybody, nor was I punched. I called the police.
correct.
Because my property, they attempted to damage my property. They attempted to do damage to myself, and nobody else has been able to get this addressed, to get this high school to rein this person in. I need to cover myself, my team, my company, everybody who supports us. I need to cover all that, because if I have to defend myself, I need to make sure that there's a paper trail. That's the only reason. Okay. So, again, I was not struck other than the shove. I did not strike anybody. I didn't threaten anybody. I was threatened, but I didn't threaten anybody. They intentionally positioned themselves when we were leaving, in an antagonizing manner.
And they were openly, and majority, a lot of people saw this, sending people over to listen to conversation afterward, standing right next to you, following you, to where I had to stand in between just to make sure nothing else happened. So yeah, I mean, I think you did the right thing with calling the police and getting a paper trail with that, because honestly, we want this to be over with. If tomorrow they came to us and said, look, it is what it is. The past is the past. Let's just let it go. Let's be cool. Fine.
Yeah. I mean, no hard feelings, no nothing, and I would help him change his tire in front of the thing. If right after that tournament, that's just who I am. But, another thing that was brought to my attention is that parents involved with these teams are like, oh, well, Ramos likes to record kids illegally and do all these kinds of things. And I'm like, I've never, ever recorded a kid illegally or maliciously or with malicious intent. I go live because people ask me to go live. They want to see matches. They want to see things. So we do that to help people who can't make the tournament. That's the only thing. I've never in any situation illegally recorded somebody or maliciously recorded anybody, adult or child, wrestler, athlete, person on the street, nothing. Okay. And maybe I don't anymore. Maybe I don't go live for people. Hey, sorry. You know what? People just get upset. I don't know. I may decide to do that, but I've never done anything to hurt kids. I started the combines, not because I want, my name out there. I don't even put out a list of the girls that have gotten into college because of the combines. And Des, like, I'm always worried about people thinking I'm trying to take credit or I'm trying to do this or trying to do that. I don't even post the girls who come to our workouts unless they say they want it.
Right.
anyhow, that's the last I want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I only want to focus on wrestling. I want to focus on getting as many girls to college as possible. I want to focus on promoting the sport of girls wrestling. That's why we do this podcast, and I just want this to be done.
All right? I do want to say one thing, and this isn't with the situation, just in general. I feel like people automatically may assume we're a certain way when we're not. And, you know, I even notice myself getting nervous when I get excited for a girl that's winning on our team. Mm-hmm. And I just want people to know it's nothing malicious, and you never have a malicious intent when doing that. We're honestly just excited for our girls. Usually if you see us get really excited, it's usually because they've overcome something that we've been working on them mentally with normally. So I just want to make sure that that's clear. And the whole letting people go also, I want that to be clear also, because it's been multiple coaches that I've never even seen before that get upset with that. That's just because I either want my girl to get a good sweat because she has to make weight the next day, I want her to work on her technique, or I just don't want her to get reversed. So I just want to make sure that's clear.
Des, we've talked about that a lot on the podcast with a lot of different coaches. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to get rid of this, but that's just wrestling. Like,
right.
I'm sorry. I mean, you're not going to do it in an embarrassing way, but you're going to do it to get live competition, to get live situation, live feels.
Right.
And that's wrestling. I mean, got to do that all the time, taking boys and girls.
Right.
You want to be able to hit that takedown in the state semis. That's my goal.
Right.
Be able to take anybody down at will in the state semis, and that's your goal. And if you're wrestling 20 people on the way to the state semis and you have to take them down and let them go, so be it.
Right.
You know, get better at not getting taken down.
But
you know, Ramos is real good at getting under people's skin. He's been famous for that.
Yeah, he gets under mine too.
But I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully it can all get squashed and squelled, and you know, you guys can go shake hands and be done with it. It was a little sidebar. I wish it wouldn't have finals. I wish it had happened earlier so we could have seen what happened. But I was watching the finals.
Well, hey, you might not have seen it happen anyways, based on how the seating was for the fans. Good Lord. I think that might have saved people from having to see it because, let's get into this Corona tournament. All right. Historically, a great tournament. I mean, big tournament, 80-something teams this year. I was excited about the new venue, to be honest. When Bowers brought it up, I was pumped. You know, you're looking at the list. You got, you know, Walnut, you got Northview, you got Paloma Valley, you got, you know, Lincoln coming down, you got Menlo Atherton coming down, you got Slam coming in from Nevada, you got all these teams. I was pumped. I don't know how you felt about it. I know, Des, you were telling some of the girls that, you know, on our club team that weren't going, that they needed to be there.
Correct.
You know, I don't know. What did you feel, Josh?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, see like James Logan and Liberty and some of these Northern California, Menlo, these teams that we normally don't see unless we go up there to come down. I mean, that was awesome. I think it was good competition all the way around. I thought we had some really tough matches. And even like starting at the quarters, there was some really good matches. A lot of times just like pin till the semis or finals, and then there's a good match.
Right.
But I mean, I think we had some really good. I think the seating overall seemed to work out pretty much close to how it was seated.
What the hell is wrong with that thumb? Good God.
Oh,
is that alive? Is that alive?
Yeah, it's alive.
Gangrene on that thing. Oh, sorry. That was side part. Good Lord. Okay.
Yeah, so, I mean, the seeds came out pretty close to, I think, we're on most people. I mean, there was a couple surprises here and there. I thought, I mean, there was a little bit of
tomfoolery. Is that what you're saying?
No, there was a little bit of homerness in the seeds, but that you expect that. You're the guy hosting the tournament. You can seed however you want, you know?
Yeah.
But it turned out right. I mean, it really did. At least in the couple that I was super duper following, or that I had a horse in the race. I was impressed. I mean, you had multiple state placers not in the finals at this tournament, which from last year, which I think is a great thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. There's some I agree. There was some little bit of, I don't know.
Razor's not making.
Yeah, sorry, my internet connection is terrible right now, just because I have to be outside and the windstorm kind of took some stuff out. But, so let's start from. Okay, well, what should we go over first? The results or the overall, the setup and everything?
Setup.
I think let's go. Let's go to the setup. I think it was interesting. Give me your take.
Okay. I think they could have did a little better job. Okay, if that was my tournament, I would have set up bleachers and put spectators only, not gear. Let everybody have their gear and everything out like it was, but just have a couple row of bleachers, and then parents who want to watch their kids have a decent seat. That's and then they move, like people rotate. Don't just sit there all day. Like, watch your kid, get out of the way, make some room. Everybody, if you're just going to relax, stay on the outside. And I think people would generally kind of adhere to that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think that probably would have been a better way, because your ground level on everything, you're not seeing everything. I mean, it was great from a coaching perspective. It was great because when people are cheering, it's hitting that glass and going up. It's not projecting onto the mat. So I like that. I think the flow of the tournament was really good. I thought it was robbery to charge $15 to have that seat upstairs. But I mean, hey, you're there to make money. I get it. I was not mad.
It was full.
They sold out. They sold out the first day for both days.
That's capitalism. Yeah. Go Trump.
Yeah. So got to switch your hat. But that coach's room, I was not mad about. The food, I'll give it to Bowers. Good job on that food, brother. He had some Juan Pollo on the second day, dude. I was like, oh goodness.
Spaghetti.
So Des,
spaghetti.
Yeah, sorry, Des. They didn't have any vegan options for you. So it was like, oh salad. Man, but yeah, some rabbit food. They made sure they threw cheese on top of it, though, just messing up everything. But it was good. The tacos were pretty decent outside. The team rooms weren't really helpful. I don't think we didn't use them, but they kind of seemed out of the way, which I guess I don't know. I give or take. People probably took advantage of them, probably didn't.
But what?
But the team rooms. Did you know there was team rooms in the back?
Yeah, there was team rooms, but I think they were reserved for like the teams that brought full teams or out of town teams. He gave those team rooms to those teams, which was cool.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a neat little. I think they just put their stuff in there, though. I don't think they hung out there.
Yeah, no, they didn't. So there was that. But other than that, I mean, parking wasn't an issue. I mean, yeah, everything else was fine. I just think adding those bleachers and letting people just rotate, I think would probably be a better thing. But I mean, aside from that, I had no problem. It was fine. Tournament ran fast. I would have liked to have run the quarters the first day, but I get it. And but I mean, we still got out of there crazy early on the first day. I was home by like 6. It's crazy. And second day was just as good too. Got out of there decent time. So, good job in running the tournament overall. I don't know. So, all right, let's get into results. Or, if you guys have anything else to add to it, you can, say it now.
No, I don't think. I think the first day was a little hectic. I think it was really, really crowded for the way it was set up the first day. But obviously everyone's there, and like you said, there wasn't bleachers, so everyone was kind of fighting for a space to see and watch, and so I think that was kind of hard. But I did like there's only coaches allowed in that area, and it was kind of cool that they had that little hangout area, and then they had the loudspeaker so everyone could really hear everything.
Yeah.
But I think it did run really fast the first day, and then the second day, yeah, it did run pretty fast then too. I think the only thing that was hard was that from the door all the way to get into the just to get to your wrestlers was kind of hard, especially with everybody in the way when you're trying to get through. Yeah. But I mean, for the most part, you kind of just hang out in that area anyway. And it was kind of cool because the refs weren't too crazy about kicking us out of that area. So you didn't have to fight too much in and out unless you just had to use the restroom or eat or something.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing I looked to.
It was cool. Like initially when I got there, I was thinking, man, it would be so much better if you had 4 mats on one side, 4 mats on the other, and everyone could just hang out around all the mats. But then you have a hard time containing everything. I think the setup was as good as you could make it. I mean, it's literally a hockey rink, which is the same as boys masters and state is a hockey rink. Well, this year in Bakersfield it will be. So it was cool. I did like the fact that they had 2 announcers. They would because there was 2 different PA systems. So whatever, whoever on one microphone would say would repeat it for the other people. So I don't think there was a big problem reporting or hearing when people needed to go. Brackets were posted. I mean, the bout room was run really well. Lisa did a good job.
Lisa did a great job. She did a great job. And she's in there solo too, just banging away on those keys. Oh, Des, by the way, Matt First says Brio lunch is better. Tell Des I have a vegan meal for her.
Oh, so nice.
You gotta call Coach Matt Fur.
Yeah.
Matt Fur hasn't seen vegan ever.
He sees it as he's moving it out of the way. He's like, meat.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's like, that's for Dez. And then he
just have a plate on the side and shipping it over. Okay, let's get to the competition. Dude. Okay, 101s, Lizette, obviously, had a good tournament. She wrestled tough. I mean, but she had a tough match in the finals. The Frontier girl kind of came out, kind of her coming out party. So that was pretty cool. Not the Frontier girl that we were expecting to see, but definitely a good kid. Super nice kid too. I talked to her and her mom for a minute. They were super, super nice. But that was I think expected. The Ukaipa girl though, that girl could wrestle. Yeah. I was like, watched her earlier in the day. I was like on top. Okay, I love me some takedowns. Very few times have I seen a girl wrestle on top and been impressed. That Ukaipa girl can wrestle on top. She beat Barreto on reversals because she's good on bottom too. That Ukaipa girl is somebody to watch. I'll tell you right now.
Dude, that weight was awesome.
No, it was solid weight.
That weight was awesome. Yeah, because that Barreto and Martinez match was great too.
Yeah, I mean
that was a great match.
Really good match. They were scrapping. They were reshot. They were, great semi match. Oh my gosh. And then, that Ukaipa girl though, she's the real deal.
I could watch all 3 of those girls just scrap all day. They're great. All 3 of them.
Top 4 girls were great. You got Leah Gaitan from Ukaipa, then Justine Barreto from Walnut, then Sophia Martinez from Ayala, and the Genesis Corte for Ridgeview. All 3 of those top 4 girls, just hammers, dude. Such an entertaining weight class. Honestly, probably my favorite weight class.
Those matches could probably, any other given day, it might go the other way. So that's always a fun.
Yeah,
you'd love to see them wrestle 3 times, 4 times, and they come out a different result every time.
You know what? Let me put it out there right now for everybody. Okay, I think that a specific invite to Gaitan, Barreto, Martinez, and Corte to go to Esperanza. Okay, because we're gonna go live from there, and I would love to have the semis going, and we could just stream it while we're talking about it. Because please, girls,
Ayala's the same weekend, so they might have 2 of them, and we might have 2 of them. We'll see.
Okay, go to Montclair then. Go to Montclair on a different weekend so we can see that. Please. Well, they're all Southern Section girls, so with the exception of Genesis. Genesis is a Bakersfield girl.
Except for Genesis,
yeah. Nah, we need to see those 4 go at it again. Just
let me make a call to Cassie real quick.
So that was an entertaining weight for sure. Then 111, Danielle Garcia, Savannah Kidu, Cassidy Doe, and Joy Kastner were the top 4. Danielle Garcia, you kind of feel bad for her for missing last year. Not her fault.
Yeah.
At all. But you see her out there, girl wrestles super tough. You're gonna get firemen's. You're gonna get firemen's by that girl. You throw an underhook in there, she's putting you on your head.
Yeah.
That's gonna, and I was surprised that it happened so much in the finals, but yeah, she
twice or 3 times in a row.
Yeah, and it's dude, stop doing that.
No wonder.
Yeah, I heard somebody yelling, "Stop underhooking!" But yeah, so, and and then Garcia took it to Cassidy Doe too, pretty quickly in the semis too. She was really just wrestling really good, really tough.
I think she went 15-0 in the semis.
Yeah, just putting people down. So she beats Kadu in the finals. Kadu, obviously, she's a Somar girl, so we're cheering. But yeah, that was a good match. She had a great tournament. Hey, Michaela came out though, first tournament of the year. You know, how'd you feel about that, Josh? Seeing your daughter come out, you know, having that injury bug.
Yeah, we got past the injury bug first day, and then Saturday morning, Court got the injury bug back. You know, that's the way it works.
Hang on a second. We got M. Pounder. Okay, we got Coach Matt Fur wants to join us, guys. Hope
little banged up. We had to pull her, stop wrestling the rest of the tournament. You know, try to get it good for Esperanza in 2 weeks. So we'll see. We're planning on going to Napa if we're healthy, but it's not probably worth it to make the trip up there not feeling 100%. You know, you can't go to some of these tournaments.
Yeah. Big Country joining us, Coach Matt Fur.
What's going on?
I think he's having his first place trophy from the Upland tournament put into a belt buckle that spins.
It does.
Or maybe just a belly button piercing with that right on
Not
top.
a bad idea.
Anyhow, we're talking about the Corona tournament. We're at 116 now. Dude, okay, 116. Samantha Martinez. Good to see her wrestling the way she can.
Yep.
She was on En Fuego.
Yep.
She wrestled Aaliyah Rollins in the semis. Now,
That was a good one.
being a right-handed guy, I love me some left-handed shots, left-handed headlocks, and she hit 2, not 1, but 2 of the sickest left-handed touch go high C's. Oh, I almost fell over. So,
and she did.
Girls, man, they go and they can scrap.
Yeah, they go. They chain wrestle. The other thing that was awesome is not a knock on her, but she did a great job stalling that last 30, 45 seconds of that match. Keep that
you
win.
watch your mouth. Was strategy. Okay.
No, she circled, she controlled hands, and she kept the lead like she should have. That was awesome. That was not a knock. That's a compliment.
But Coach Grant, I mean, he's such a mellow guy, and he just, when they're down, you know, he's there with them, you know, and then when they start coming back up, you could see it when those girls are wrestling good. Man, they're tough, super tough. And Aaliyah Rollins is tough, dude. That side of the bracket was hammers, super hammers. But you had Martinez, Gomez, Rollins, and Summer Rae Beza from Santa Ana, the top 4. You know, super, a good weight class too. It's good to see Alina start making that climb. You know, she's one that I feel like she's just growing into her leadership role. I think she's probably the more senior girl on Northview's team, and I think they're probably looking at her to try to, you know, they're kind of not at their top year. I think she's one of the ones that they're probably looking at saying, you know, you're going to be one of those leaders. But I don't know. What did you guys think of that weight class?
That's not bad.
No, another thing too. Rollins is the only girl I see doing that Abyss roll when you hit it when you're in on a single leg on her or a high crotch. She will jump to that ankle and roll through on it.
Yeah, I like that. Trying to create the scramble. That's not something you see all the time. So
yeah, she extends the sequence. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just take down, they have my leg belly out. It's like, no, she extends the sequence, and she's so long that getting your leg cleared from her when she's in on a single or even just has those fingers over the top, you got to get your leg a mile. You basically got a cartwheel to get away from her because she's just so long and strong in that position. You know, she's kind of like an Ed Ruth type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's see here. 121. So Monica Garcia from Norte Vista is just continuing. She's another one that had to miss last year, right, Matt? She missed last year, right?
Yeah, she was out last year. Yep.
Injury. So she took out number 5.
She pulled like a hamstring last year or something.
Yeah, something ugly, right? So she beat Angie Batista from Menlo Atherton, and then Stady Castaneda from LA Poly. Dude, it's great to see LA Poly finally going out of their section. They've had coach in the past really didn't take them out of the section too much, but now that they are, dude, I see them at tournaments. They're really doing well. And then Maya Velasquez, the top 4 there. Samantha Barragón was the number 1 seed down at 5th place. I don't know what's going on with her.
The Hemet girl?
Yeah.
I am a fan. It must have been a bad tournament because that girl is really impressive.
Yeah, she's a grinder.
Yeah, so. She absolutely is a grinder. I
think she's wrestling up a little bit of weight than what she was last year at least Freestyle State.
She was at 126.
She's at 21s. 26s.
No, she's at 26s today. This week.
Yeah, she's normally like a 16-pounder.
I did talk to her dad. I did ask him. I thought 26 was a little too heavy for her, and he's like, "We'll get to 21s eventually, but I think 26 is too big. I think all the girls coming down from 30s, she looks like a 21-pounder to me, not even a 23-pounder, a 21. So I think her technique is pretty sick though.
Yeah, so she's tough. I like her a lot. So that was kind of a surprise. But Katie Gomez.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, dude?
Absolutely.
Gomez, Batista, Castaneda, Velasquez. Yeah, Katie Gomez is she's tough, dude. She's gonna win any weight class that she's gonna get some wins under her belt for sure. Whether she decides to stay there or not will be interesting to see. I think the Bowman factor will probably play into that a little bit, where people end up. But considering that Rollins is at 16th, I think Katie should probably be at 21s. And I would like to see Monica Garcia and Katie go at it. I think that would be a great matchup. I think that's one of the highlights too when we do like our champions pool during the off season is we get to see those matchups when they're one weight away and you're like, yes, we're gonna get to see that matchup still. So wish we could do that during the CIF season. That's for sure. So anyhow, moving on, 131. Mary Lopez from Liberty, who honestly is the number 2 girl ranked in state right now, 126 by our rankings that are coming out pretty soon. We'll talk about those later. She took out Niall Jernigan in the finals. Niall got a win back. She lost to Wilden in the finals at La Puente, got that back in the semis. And then Anna Smith took 3rd from Menlo Atherton. And those Menlo Atherton coaches, super cool people. Huh, Des?
Yep. Mm-hmm. They make a point to shake your hand afterward. They're really nice.
Super cool people, dude. I honestly would not mind having a cranberry and Sprite with them when we're at state because they're super cool people. Yeah, I drink that gay drink. I'll say that right now. So that was how that one went out, and Lopez just took care of business in the finals. I don't know how much of a difference it would have made, but Jernigan's coach wasn't in. The coach she's used to having in the corner wasn't there. So,
hey, let me ask you: is maybe you don't want to give anything up, but she looked a little undersized. Oh, really big, or is Niles like just wrestling or walking around weight?
Both.
That girl looked way bigger.
Yeah.
Both.
That Niles. Here's the thing. Okay, we don't push our girls to cut weight. We especially Niles' second-year wrestler. This is her second season. Okay, and anytime we have girls that are first or second year, we're not pushing them to cut weight. We just want them to get better. That's just our philosophy. It is what it is. We've had some success with it. Could Niall cut down?
Absolutely.
We think so. Yeah. Is she used to it? No, she's not.
To be honest with you,
that's
my question. Does she have the work ethic to push herself to cut down to that weight class?
I wouldn't say it's the work ethic because she definitely has work ethic. I would say it's just
not the lack of technique, not whatsoever. She's a good wrestler. Does she have the drive to push herself to say, hey?
Now, yeah, see, that's different than the mentality to cut down.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. She's not comfortable with it yet.
Yeah.
But I think she'll get there. But she's had a year and a half now of us just telling her, just get better, just get better.
And I totally understand because I have my best wrestler's dad is in the room. And it's tough as shit.
Yep.
It is so tough to have the dad in the room. She plays mom and dad against each other. She plays us against each other. And, you're 15, 16. We know what you're doing. But
Yeah.
it is tough. That is a tough situation.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Brian's pretty good with us. I mean, he really does like step back. He's one of the smarter coaches, men, that he realizes that, look, I can't coach my kid. You need to be there.
Yeah.
And he steps back, entirely steps back when she wrestles and just films.
And
Until
it's pretty well. I think that it's mentally worked well too for both of them. Actually, I think they're probably having a better relationship. We know how that is. So
I don't think he's throwing a Gatorade bottle.
It definitely is hard to coach your own. It definitely is.
I cannot wait till I have grandchildren so my child learns that.
I'm not going to be throwing no Gatorade bottles at their heads. So
Hey, that's another podcast. Anyhow, but no, Brian's great. Niall, we're gonna see how she feels, where she ends up. She's really bottom heavy. That's her thing. She's really bottom heavy. So, because she comes from a gymnastics background, so that kind of plays into it too. But we'll see. We're talking to her about it and where we think she could be, where we think she should be. But we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
hopefully
that'll be a process.
Yeah, we got to mentally get her prepared for it. All right, 37s. Cheyenne Bowman. My daughter plays a game with Bowman. Every time my daughter sees Cheyenne and she walks by, she's like, "Oh, did you win?" And Bowman like answers her, thinks about it, like, "Wait, yeah?" Like she's like, it hits her like later, like, "Oh," and I did it to her later, and she's like, "Oh."
Yeah. She's a great
beat McDonald from Menlo Appleton, and I'm gonna Bendizu from Garden Grove, and then Castaneda from Long Beach or Los Angeles Poly are the top 4. Again, another Poly girl, LA. So
that's just a tough bracket going in. I just second, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, number 81, whoever showed up. When you have Bowman in your bracket, it's just not fun. I mean, how do you rise to the occasion? Really, honestly. I mean, any girl thinking in there, none of my girls want to wrestle her. They'll avoid her at all cost. Good thing I know Camilla well enough to know where she's going. So, I'll put my own 2 girl there.
Yeah, I was talking to her a little bit, and I can't imagine having to go into a tournament every single time and just not get a good match.
And that's the thing with her last year going after Gracie and Gracie ducking her at the end.
Yeah.
That it was a shame because you actually had someone chasing where we could have got, great matches. There was no need for her to run down to a different weight class. Yeah. So that's what and now hopefully someone will step up and want to chase her eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we were really a match away from getting that. I mean, if you look at the weight class above, Lillian Freitas, I would have paid a team fee to see Lillian Freitas wrestle Cheyenne Bowman.
Yeah.
That would have been awesome.
What about Jury?
Jury, you want to answer that one, Des?
I think we might be able to get that maybe in the off season. We don't really have a say in the season, really.
Is she injured?
I don't think so.
Because aren't they going the same weight class right now?
They're close to it. Yeah, they would have been at this tournament. Again, there was some unclarities going on.
I watched the match at Freak Show. It was a hell of a match. I'd like to see it run back.
I would love to see it again.
To be honest, we were hoping to get it, and
what I would say. We don't have much of a say during season, but I would say definitely in the off season. I know Anya is absolutely wanting that match as well, for sure. I know she wants the match in general, but I'm not sure where her and her high school coaches stand on that.
So was Westminster just off this weekend?
Yes. They're actually going to South Hills, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's actually I don't know if you heard earlier in the podcast. I tried to get them to go to the tournament.
Yeah.
So
there was
They're
some.
going to be at Esperanza, so maybe Camilo can put Cheyenne in at Esperanza. We can get that match.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and to be honest,
that's the best time to do it. Is like before it matters. See where you're at, and then split from there or go at it again. Who cares?
This is where we used to get in trouble in the past because we would bump our wrestlers up and down to get matches, and coaches started getting upset. Well, why are you coming after my kid, or why are you calling us out? And it's like, look, these two girls are going to run through everybody.
Yep.
Lily and Fritas running through everybody. We're looking to get challenged because we're not going to get it anywhere else. So if we have an opportunity to be somewhere and have that match, we want that match.
Who took second at 43s?
That was Burciello from Beaumont.
Okay, so yeah, because Zambrano's won Norco and Blackwatch, so yeah, I think we would have probably been in the finals in that one. I'm not saying we're going to win it, but I think we could have.
I think you could have because Cortez from Golden Valley and Mia Dow from Walnut were the top 4.
Yeah,
so
Mia knocked us out at Carter, and that lit a fire under Princess, or we call her Princess. She's been undefeated since that match, and won Norco and Blackwatch.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Des said it right. Like, we don't have a say in our club girls season. That's up to their coaches. I know this weekend we were asked to be in a couple girls' corners with one of their high school coaches. And unfortunately, another coach decided to kind of open their mouth about questioning whether or not it's a good thing. But the parents were like, look, we think this is the best thing for our daughter. We make it totally clear. Like, we are a club team. The high school coach runs their high school season. If we can help. We're always good.
I'd kick your ass out of that chair quick.
Yeah, you shut your mouth, son, because I know you, and you're like, come here. Yeah, we've sat in corners together many a times. So because some of your girls get on your nerves, and you're like, just tell her. I'm sick of her. I know Matt's so open with his girls, he'll tell them that. Like, I'm sick of you. Here, you tell her. I'm sick of telling her. So, but that's the thing, and with Anya, our understanding was from what we were told, just said they got all their paperwork in, everything was good, but then there was some confusion, Bowers or something, and was just going to get difficult. So rather than have the girls be there and maybe not be able to wrestle, they just decided, like, you know what, scratch it. You're not going to deal with it.
But I don't know. I know the Westminster coach as well, but that seems like a weird excuse when it's a 64-man bracket and most of the weight classes had multiple open spots in that 64 slot.
It wasn't him. It was.
So maybe it was transportation.
Definitely wasn't on the Westminster's part for sure.
It was not 100% not. We saw the text messages, and everything was worked out on their end. On Westminster's end, everything was worked out. The tournament director was texting parents, not the coach, on logistics and contracts and stuff like that. And the coach were like, "Look, the contracts are signed. They're in. Like, everything's in. Like, I don't know why they're contacting you."
I think squared away is it may have been just a misunderstanding, and
yeah, like I said, it was miscommunication,
clarity on and maybe no way to contact certain people and for questions or anything like that. So we'll just square it away with that.
Yeah, just square it as that. And so we just decided that it's probably better not to make a fuss or anything like that, and just because we didn't know who was going to be there. We didn't have a list or anything. So the girls needed the mat time. We wanted them to get the mat time. Unfortunately, they didn't get it. So that is what it is. So anyhow, moving on. 150. Tiki Jaime from San Diego beat Beyonce Garcia from James Logan. Kind of a back and forth match. Garcia really dominated that first period, got the takedown, turned her, was really close to the pin. Tiki stayed tough, fought the pin off, got into the second period, chose bottom, got her reversal. You know, did she reverse it to her back or did she turn her? Des, do you guys remember that?
I feel like because I know I know the position she ended up in, but I can't remember how she got there. I know that she Tiki was really high, hips on the shoulders, so on the chest.
I think she got turned. But then
and then
yeah.
What was that, Josh?
I think she got turned, and then she got turned, and then like stepped over, like countered her to her back, ended up on top.
That's what it was.
That makes sense.
Tiki's really good with that. Let me see here. So hang on a second.
Beyonce came through pretty tough, I think. So.
Yeah, and she's kind of nursing an injury, so that was good to see her get through it. I know she was pretty taped up going into it.
Yeah, I think she took 6 last year at this tournament, so it was pretty good to see her break through and, kind of beat some girls to get a higher placing there.
Let's see here.
Definitely a tournament we want to see that at.
But yeah, there you go. Matt's back. So that was a good final. Rounding it out on that one was Bacher from Norte Vista and 160 Shamir Cooper, Abby Erickson from Menlo Atherton, Janice Alsoser. I don't know. I'm butchering that, and I apologize, San Dimas. And Gabriela Espinoza from Paloma Valley at 160. Kind of a one-sided match.
Girl from Paloma Valley.
Espinoza? I don't think so.
Paloma Valley.
Paloma Valley, yeah. Espinoza. Kind of a one-sided match in the finals. Little lackluster, but 7-0 in the finals. The two taking out the number one. Janice from San Dimas beat Espinoza. Cooper's working hard. You know, again, she was this time last year. She literally was in band, like literally, like we call her Tootie. But just worked hard all summer. Really wants to be a better wrestler. Is doing good. Listens to directions really good. So happy for her. Her first tournament win. So I know she's pretty pumped about that.
Very coachable. So yeah, we're pretty happy about that. Definitely seeing progress there for sure. So.
Yeah, she's moving along pretty good. Took second at La Puente, won this tournament, so she's good there. Amara Devricks from Corona won 170 and got the upper weight MVP for most pins or in the fastest time. Guess how she gets it, Matt? Guess how Devricks gets her pins? Knock me over, dude. How do you think she gets her pins? Matt get knocked out again. Matt's like frozen again. Anyhow. Devricks is an animal. Head and arm, baby. She will take your head off. So, yeah, she gets in there, dude. She squeezes that head tight, takes you for a ride. You know what's coming. You just can't stop it. And then Patrick,
it wasn't even a head and arm. She ended up in a head and arm, but she didn't throw a head and arm on that one. It was weird. Like she ended started a takedown and ended up in a head and arm.
Wow.
Yeah. So there was that. 189, Joanna Hendricks from Beaumont took out the number. She was the number 3. Took out the number 4, Elizabeth Salapaga. Hendricks had a good tournament. She took out Angela Buenostro from Monroe in the semis in a pretty big match. Salapaga took out Bet Osari. Golden Valley 4 right there. Anybody, right?
Yeah, that was like a double, triple overtime pin, right? Salapaga.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
She was like losing into that right out, ride or die, and then turns and counters her and puts her on her back.
Yeah. So my box of stuff just got destroyed in that match. I was like,
I don't know her sister, but I know I was standing next to her sister during that match, and her sister was yelling like, "If you don't beat her, we're wrestling after this match. Like, I'm gonna take you and beat you up." Like,
yeah.
That's one end of a Samoan I wouldn't want to be on.
I'd be more scared of her mom than any of them.
Dude, I'll be afraid of mom before dad any day. Dad's
Yeah.
awesome. They're awesome people, dude, but I would not be on the wrong side of mom, dude. Mom will kick your chest in like
Yeah.
Sparta.
She's great.
So, yeah. And then coming through, Casey Fatero took 5th at that weight class. Casey's coming a long way. Was a girl who cried every single match her first year. And then last year, she cried every time she hurt somebody else. It would just ruin her tournament. She actually did that last year at this tournament. And then this year, she actually turned the corner and is doing better. So happy
Not
about that.
not a mean bone in her body whatsoever.
No, zero.
I don't even think she has adrenaline in her body. I don't think that.
Yeah. So 235, last one here. Dude, talk about a marathon match in the finals. It's the way heavyweight matches typically go, right? They're pinning on the first move or marathon. And that's what it was. Christina simply had the best intro page that they read over the loudspeaker to anybody I had ever heard. Like, did you hear it? Did you hear it, Josh?
I did hear the introduction and they were really funny. I don't remember. Somebody said their mom thinks they look cute or something like that.
That was part of it. But she was like, first at this tournament, first to the dinner table.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had a bunch of them in there. It was great. So, yeah, it was funny overall. Yeah, so that was the top 2, and the Santa Ana girl, God, I love seeing her get through. That was awesome. That girl, seeing her come along. Tim Byers doing a great job of this program. It's good to see her come along. Sierra Boyd from San Dimas came through. Jasmine Guerrero took 4th from Del Oro. The girl's pretty impressive. She was like, every time I seen her, she was like getting after it, but the Northview girl beat her for 5th and 6th. So, but overall, that weight class was pretty tough too. So that was good. I'm trying to get Matt back on. For some reason, he's bumping out. Let me try one more time because he was actually at Blackwatch, and I want to get.
Yeah, so we had Cheyenne got champion of champions at this tournament. Shocker. MVP lower weight with 5 Garcia with 5 pins and a tech fall. And then upper weight was Amara Devricks with 4 falls. So that was some good wrestling going on. Wise. We had Walnut, won with 174 points. Corona was 2nd with 159. Menlo Atherton was 3rd at 149. Then it tailed off Birmingham, San Dimas, Paloma Valley, Norte Vista, Ridgeview. And then Slam Academy at 9th, which I think they did a lot better at an earlier tournament. Maybe they brought some different girls. I don't know. Or is a tougher tournament.
Yeah. So good tournament overall. I haven't seen the results from Upland yet.
I just got them up a second ago, but let me grab them.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get Matt up.
Get this. So team score, Montclair won. Mayfair got 2nd. It was 139, 121 for Mayfair, 120 for Downey. Elisa and Miguel 117. Dustin was 5th at 109. Starting at 101, hopefully Matt can get on. 101 was Reina Prasad versus Brianna Gonzalez from Arroyo.
Prasad from Santa Monica?
Yeah, Prasad from Santa Monica got 2nd, lost to Gonzalez from Arroyo. And then 3rd place was Garcia from Downey, and Winchester from Elisa Miguel was 4th. And then 106 at Emily Gonzalez from Arroyo. So 2 Arroyo girls that must be workout partners. Emily Gonzalez beat Sarah Aguirre from Mayfair B. And then Razzo from Montclair got 3rd. Melena Duchette got 4th from Colony, and then the Mayfair A girl Cruz got 5th. So maybe that was the wrestle off. Maybe, I don't know, somebody's going up or down or something. No one's going up because the 101 pounder placed 5th. The 106 pounders placed 2nd and 5th. And then at 111, the Mayfair girl won it. Madeline Arce and Sadie Camacho wrestled in the finals. Madeline got a fall. And Barbara Greenberg and Gianni Bullock, one of your girls, wrestled for 3rd, 4th, a 2-0 match. Gianni lost. And then Madeline Armendariz got 5th from Montclair. That's one of your girls making big strides over there, huh?
Who's that?
9.
Gianni. 9. Yeah.
Yeah. She's got a private coach now, so she's getting better. She's moving. But the only thing I think with her, though, is that her team bumps her up and down a lot. And I think that doesn't help her cause. I think she's having to stay fat. I mean, they had her up at they had her up high earlier in the week.
You know what? I think that.
What are they bumping her for? There's no other. I'm just asking a question. I don't. Maybe you guys don't know the answer. But what are they bumping her up for? There's no other Tustin girls placing. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I told Dad too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. If there's a bunch of champs and finalists and stuff and other weights, then I understand bumping and moving, but I don't know.
Yeah, no. Well, her dad's trying to do what's help the team and stuff like that. But I told him, I go, look, you got to look out for the best interest of your kid too. You don't want to put your kid in a bad position where they could get hurt. Maybe I get it though. You got the team aspect, and that's totally the coach's call. But personally, I don't know. I don't know. I would do that with my daughter. Here, go up 2 weight classes, come down a weight class, whatever.
Yeah, and I think part of that too is they're wrestling a lot. I know, during the break, they were wrestling on a Wednesday and a Saturday. So for someone to maintain a weight or stay down or cut twice in a week that's kind of hard. So I know that could that probably plays a role in that too.
Yeah, I mean maybe you're not cutting during the week and you're cutting during the weekends. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, I
if she's
think
getting matches and she's improving, that's the only thing that matters right now, right?
Right. And eventually they'll have to take a look at their schedule, and once she gets that mat time in, it's going to be about, 1, you don't want her to burn out, and 2, you want her to progress, so you don't want to be hitting all these tournaments and getting some wear and tear on the body too, So
yeah, it would be nice to get Matt on. Definitely, to me, looking at results and people so far of names that I know, it looks like Corona was a much tougher tournament than Upland.
Yeah, I'm trying to get him back on again. I keep texting him, but
there's plenty of girls out there to be having these big tournaments in the same weekend, which is nice, to be able to have these options. I know, the venue is pretty cool. Black Watch, we went a couple of years ago. Nice big 2 gyms and all that. But continuing, where did I leave off? 116, I guess. Kubius from Nalisa Nagel wrestled Edwards from Foothill and pinned her in 35 seconds in the finals. And then for 3rd place was Giselle Barrera from Tustin, and Itzel Hernandez got 4th. Ortiz from Cathedral City 5th. 21s was Priscilla Ramirez from Valencia. I think Valencia out there by Magic Mountain, not
Magic Mountain,
the local Valencia. Evie Orio from San Clemente, her in the finals. Ramirez did. Queller from Downey beat Estrada from El Monte. And then Ramos from Montclair took 5th. Genesis Saldivar from Palm Springs beat Nicole Contreras from Palm Desert. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but Salvador, I think, is a freshman. Is it her name Ramos?
I'm looking it up
But
now.
It's a new name, but I think she's a freshman girl. Maybe I'm wrong. Sagum from Riverside Poly and Jimenez from Xavier Prep. You know, going back, I saw an Excelsior Charter couple kids there. I see somebody that might be at Excelsior Charter still hasn't wrestled yet. You hear anything on that?
Well, I don't know anything on it, but I guess he's frozen.
No,
Yeah, he's frozen again because he's outside. He's outside, literally.
No, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We got him out.
Okay.
We don't know.
Yeah, no,
the internet froze or you froze.
No, I'm just frozen. Like stuff like Jack Nicholson in The Shining right now. Yeah, I just I don't know much about Excelsior Charter or how they're doing it. But yeah, I try to talk to some people, get an idea of how the whole team aspect's working, but I don't know. Nobody's got a straight answer for me. So I don't know. We'll figure that out later.
So at 31s, go ahead, Ramos.
Oh no, but I was gonna say though, you know, it's gonna be interesting to see how that charter school works out, and because they have some tough girls, and they got attitude. I was watching them at La Puente, and I was like, this girl's got some attitude. I like it. So I don't know. I'm just thinking. I think that you may see more kids going that charter school route online if they can get this nailed down. You know.
Yeah, it's a good option. Especially Mario could have gotten that out.
Yeah.
But he's happy now at Folsom. I think his daughter might have wrestled 10 matches this weekend because that's the. But so at 31s, Jolene Dyson from Nogales beat Aaliyah Yates from Knight. Which I don't know where is Knight. You know?
Hang on a second. Matt's texting me, Coach. Was there the Excelsior Charter coach? Oh, her coach was there with the Excelsior Charter coach. I'm not sure who Matt's talking about. I'm telling him, get on.
Like cryptic. Shani Tyson from Valencia and Joey Tully, maybe it's Joy, I don't know. Tully from Excelsior Charter. Got 4. Naeli Rivadenaria from Astana won that 137. She's the one that's back, right? She missed last year.
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Okay. Beat Sadie Foreman from Upland 4-0. Valdez beat Bronstrap in the 4th match. Princess Zambrano from got first at 143, and then Natalie Flokin, Paula Sanabria from Silverado got 3rd, and Paula Gavina got 4th. Jasmine Segura from Tustin got 1st at 150. Cheyenne Williams got 2nd. Ava Lassiter. No, I think that Cheyenne Williams, she in the state rankings from Roosevelt? No?
I don't think so. Let's see.
Okay.
I got to go through. Okay, so here's the other thing, too. People keep asking us about the state rankings. We'll probably end up just doing Southern Section rankings first because we don't have a contributor from the North. And I don't want to be one-sided. I don't want to just put the girls who placed last year in because we don't know where they're going to be. So we are working on them, really working on them, but we don't have a Coach Flores this weekend. And I think you talked to Griffin, right?
Yeah, I did. And he said he would help out as soon as we get some pen to paper, and he would he's real in tune to what's going on up north also besides Flores. So between those two guys, hopefully they can shed a lot of light that we don't know about because we're in the dark for up there.
Yeah, completely. And none of us are going to charter to Napa this year. So yeah, it's going to be good to have him on there. Oh, you know what? I might call Julie Gonzalez too. because Julie's always really cool and she's always really helpful. When I call her, she always picks up. But she's super cool. So I think I will call her and ask her too. Maybe have her on the podcast if she wants to be on.
Okay.
So those are coming in the very close future. You want to finish up with the Upland stuff and then?
Yeah, it's 160s was Hartleen from Etowanda at his 160. Solom got second. Wooten got Abila from Roosevelt got fourth. 70, here's a name I recognize, America Lopez, All-American at Fargo. She got first. Sophia Rivera got second. Sofia Garcia got third from La Cañada, and Amy Mijares from Arroyo got fourth. At 189, Lauren Morales from Etowanda got first. Jaylene Robledo got second from Don Lugo. Vanessa Carrillo got third from Downey. Danielle fourth from Etowanda. And then at heavyweight, 235, Samara Blackwell from Artesia got first. Alondra Enriquez got second from Roosevelt. Upland B girl Ortiz got third. And Lujan from Belmonte got, it looked like a decent sized tournament. Looked like they were 32-man brackets. 32. They ran like, it was like a 32-man bracket with some outs. Maybe like 48-man, the empty 48-man brackets from what I'm seeing. It was tough tournament, good. No, we don't know. We weren't there. We don't know how it was run. I didn't hear any complaints, so it happened pretty well.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was run good. Brian does a good job.
They run like that.
They've run CIF and stuff, so they know what they're doing there.
Yeah, I mean, they run it, and I know the Catalines help out with that one, and they run Masters, so they know how to run a tournament. They know, what's up.
They're dialed in. They got it right. But alrighty. Anything else for us?
Did you see? I haven't watched the match yet, but Spencer Lee got beat today. I know he sometimes hit on
from kid from Northwestern, huh?
Yeah, got beat by the kid from Northwestern. I haven't even watched the Midlands finals yet. I got to go do that right now.
Rivera.
Yeah, Sebastian. Any other upsets? How did Zahid do? You guys know?
Haven't watched it yet. I know Wick lost to Marinelli.
Okay. He had to wrestle. Oh yeah, Iowa kid.
Like,
he cradled him up. He cradled him up at CIF or at NCAAs, right? CIF at NCAAs.
Yeah.
I think he like cradled him up like twice or something. So that's pretty tough.
It was a close match, like 4-3, 2-3, something like that. So they're right there. Probably gonna wrestle 3 or 4 more times this year.
Yeah, they'll have the duel, then they'll have the Big Tens at least.
Big Ten.
So,
where's the NCAAs at this year?
Pittsburgh.
When's it coming back to St. Louis?
That's what I'm saying. Take it back to the loop.
I think it's 21. It's coming back to St. Louis.
All right, Dad, be ready.
No joke. I like it in St. Louis a lot.
Hey, you know what the problem with NCAAs is?
What's that?
Women's, girls, folk style nationals is always that weekend.
Yeah.
I went for 4 years until my daughter started wrestling. Then I stopped going. So
yeah,
maybe in 2 more years when she graduates, I'll get to go to NCAAs again.
Yeah. We'll have to do a podcast from out there. Hopefully, we'll still be doing them.
Yeah.
Anyhow, you guys got anything else?
Nope.
What's coming up this weekend?
This weekend is San Dimas, and I unfortunately won't be able to make that one. And then there's also Mayfair, I think, has a tournament. Napa this weekend, and I think the RMN event, the Rocky Mountain National event.
Is that an event? Isn't it like duels or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. So
I think Northview goes, or Northview went to that last year, but I don't know if they're doing it this year.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see overall. Walnut won Corona, but yeah, that's my straight mean or stack up when they go 14 on 14. You know what I
Wait,
mean?
can you repeat that? Because I missed all of
They
that.
kind of
Yeah.
They did kind of win it pretty comfortably.
Say that again, Ramos.
We're just talking about if teams only had 14 at Corona, or were they allowed more? Which I think they just had 14, but I'm not sure. But I want.
Yeah, I don't know. The mountain lion.
Yeah, the mountain lion's eating him right now.
It's a good
I
thing.
think he's trying to say if teams can score more than 14 wrestlers, I don't think, or if they're not.